Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Close Friends Fam. So, first word we're gonna teach you in this podcast is vai.
Vai. Really simple
Vai.
today. Vai.
Last time was daje, today is vai.
Vai.
What does it mean?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Vai.
Very simple.
Yeah, really
So,
simple.
Repeat with us. Vai.
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 When you go to Italy, you can say vai to people.
Vai. You can even insult
Can be,
people.
Yeah, it can,
like this.
can
Vai.
be rude. Vai, vai. It means like go away. Anyways, so vai means let's go. So, today we're going to share with you our love story.
Yes.
And we're going to add 5 tips according to our experience on how to find the one.
Yes.
If you do exactly what we say, in 2 weeks, you will find the one.
Maximum 3 weeks.
Max 3 weeks, yeah. We had one couple that took 3 weeks. No, okay.
Not true.
We don't believe in these things, but we're going to share some of our experiences as well. So, as we mentioned last time, we met for the first time on the Yellow Tour. Then I moved to the UK and then to Norway. If you don't know what we're speaking about, you can check out the episode, the first episode last time that we go into our stories and explain all of this. And then what happened? As I was in Norway, Jane was in Milan. She was serving the church, working as a graphic designer. And then in 2019, I was traveling with a Jesus Revolution team in Italy. And during the Easter break, we had a break, a week, 2 weeks break. I ended up translating the founder of Jesus Revolution in our church in Sabao, Milan. And what happened there? As I was translating him, Jane was taking pictures. I still remember I was translating. I remember Jane coming close, taking pictures of me. No, I didn't think, oh, look at her. No, I was focused, but I still remember this.
I remember last time I saw you before that day, you were like 15.
Yeah.
So this was like after, I don't know, many years. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's not a baby anymore. He's not a kid anymore. I was like, and he's really cute. Yeah.
Right. So I was 19, I guess. 20.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, something interesting that happened is that that same day, don't know why, we went to have dinner together, my family, with Samu and Luca, his brother, because my brother Davi wanted to
spend
chat.
some time together.
So we ended up having dinner together, and I remember he was sharing about his story, that he was a missionary and he was traveling the world. And I remember my dad asking, what do you want to do in life? And you were like, I want to serve Jesus. I was like, wow. And so I remember the day after texting my best friend Milena and telling her, Mile, I have a crush. But that was, I think, the worst season of my life.
Right.
And so I said, it's going to be a one-day crush, because I cannot do it for my heart, for my feelings. Yeah. It's going to be a one-day crush. And I want to, this is the first tip I want to give you.
Tip 1.
Yeah, tip 1. Don't start getting to know someone if you're not ready. Do like me. You can have this random one-day crush.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, if you're not ready, you're going to give the worst of you to the other person. And love is about giving the best, not taking the best from the other person.
I remember getting to know this guy when in a season where I was not ready at all, and we were texting and getting to know each other, and it was the worst. And now if I see him, I'm so embarrassed, because I was not a good person, but I was not really healthy in the way I treated him, in the way I
you had to deal
manage
with
the situation,
some things in your heart.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you need a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it means you're not ready. It's not a good sign. So for me, when I had to deal with many things in my heart, and I remember I had a season that I said, actually now I don't feel like I want or I need. I mean, I've always had the desire to have a family, but I don't feel like I need someone next to me. I'm okay alone. That was when God told me, now you're ready. I'm like, what do you mean, God? Now I'm ready. Now that I don't feel like... And he said, yeah, exactly. Because you need to be healthy alone to be a healthy couple.
Yeah.
So make sure you are healthy as a single person, and then you will be healthy in a relationship.
And I think the person next to you, the person you're going to marry, deserves the best of you.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But it deserves... a good heart, a healthy heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good.
So what happened
then
next?
What happened? It was only 2 weeks. finished the dinner, and I traveled back to Norway.
I forgot about him.
Yes, that was it. And then a year and a half later, right? I'm not so good with dates, but Jane is really good.
Yeah.
What happened? My pastor in Milan, sometimes we spoke. I told her, pray for me that I will find a good woman of God, someone that I can serve God with, someone that loves Jesus. It's not so easy. Sometimes you feel like, oh, this girl is good. And then you realize, oh, actually, maybe not exactly the same vision that I'm carrying. You know, there can be great people in church, but sometimes you have a vision that someone else doesn't share. And you need a person that shares the same vision. Yeah. We will speak about this in the future episodes. So anyways, she said to me, okay, sure, I'll pray for you. And, you know, that was it. What happens? 2 months later, something like that, she sends me a picture on WhatsApp. So I open WhatsApp, I see her send me a picture. I'm like, what? And under the picture, she says, the other day I was in church and I saw this girl called Jane and I thought about you. Do you know her? You have the same heart. She speaks English and she loves Jesus. She serves a lot in church. I think you could be a good match. You should get to know her. Yeah. So just to clarify, she did not prophesy. She did not say, Sam, listen to me, sit down. God says, no. She did not do that. But at the same time, she gave a hint. And I was like, oh my goodness, what do you mean, Pastor? Like, come on, it never happened before. Yeah. And at the same time in Milan.
Yeah, I was in church and I remember she came to me. I think it was the day she texted you because she was like, Jane, I think I have the right guy for you. He's a missionary. He speaks English and he's really holy. He has a holy lifestyle and
pressure.
A lot of good stuff. And I was like, oh, Pastor, I think it doesn't exist. I've never seen anyone like him. Like, because she was like saying all this good stuff.
Of course, she said all the positives about each other. So anyways, funny, our pastor, we love her. She's incredible. She has an eye. She sees people, and it's happened before that she just gives hints to people and they actually get married.
Yeah, so
anyways,
so that day I actually texted you and I was like,
right.
Yeah, I was like, hi.
Yeah, so on Instagram.
I went on Instagram and I saw he was running with friends in Norway. Yeah. And I was like, so I hate running. So that was the only season I think I started running. And I texted him, oh, we're running too in Milan, like something like that. And I was so random.
Yeah. So anyways, we started chatting a bit. Yeah. And of course, we are both people that don't text with random people. No. Never done it before. Never. So we were texting a bit. We both knew that, of course, when you're this age, we were 23, 24. If you get to know someone, that's at least our belief, is you want to get married. Yeah. I mean, of course, it takes time, but the goal is marriage. It's not to play around. It's not to have a girlfriend for a season because it's summertime. I want to feel like, no. We want to get married. That was my goal. So we were both serious about it, but we weren't speaking about anything deep. It was very superficial. Just, what are you doing? What are you up to? How is it in church? Yeah. We both knew each other a bit. But of course, we both knew that there was something like, we are kind of interested in each other. And then I told you, actually, just so it's clear, if we're texting, I don't do this with other girls, is because I'm interested in getting to know you more. Very simple. I don't want to, God hasn't told me that you're my wife, but I just want to get to know you more.
And then you started your last year in Jesus Revolution.
Exactly. So I traveled on tour as well, and we were calling each other maybe once a month, something like that. Just sharing how's it going and laughing a bit, getting to know each other in a very chill way. And at the same time, God had spoken to me about moving back to Italy, to Milan. So I was also a bit like, oh my goodness, I'm moving to Milan. She lives in Milan, but I don't want to move. I don't want my motivation to be I'm moving to Milan for her. Why so not? I even told her. So I'm like, I'm not coming for you. I'm coming because God told me to come. So our tip number 2, very important, is that when you're getting to know each other, you need to hang out with friends.
Yeah, because then you moved to Italy. We started to know each other, and we were not just like
isolating.
Yeah, we didn't we had a lot of friends we were hanging out with, and we didn't share our personal stories via messages or in a call. No, we didn't. Like, I remember he came to Milan. We had our first date in the Duomo.
Yeah.
And that's the day where you told me your story. I told you my story in
that's
details.
true.
And I was like, oh, wow, this is a different, like, it's a different person. Because I started to know you better. But I think that was the best. Because sometimes we have, like, diamonds in our lives that are parts of our story. There are important parts.
Yeah.
And we give these diamonds
to anyone
on WhatsApp. I'm like, no,
right.
give it like in person, like looking that person in the eye, like don't talk
face
about deep stuff on messages, but do it in person, like looking that person in the eye. Or even if you have to share something about your past that is really important, don't do it, please.
Absolutely.
Don't do it with your phone, but do it looking
face to face. You need to look at each other in the eyes, and you can think that a person is incredible by looking at their pictures, their Instagram, how they text, but you don't know if they're texting through ChatGPT. Maybe you're speaking to ChatGPT, not to the person.
They can manipulate
nowadays, especially more than ever before, is super dangerous. Don't do it. Get to know a person face to face. And as we said, tip number 2, hang out with friends. Maybe that person treats you in an incredible way. You feel so loved when you're alone with him, but then you see the way he treats others, and he's super annoying. He's interrupting all the time. He's rude to people.
Or he embarrasses you.
Yeah, or you feel embarrassed around him. You're like, oh my goodness, how that joke is rude. I don't want to be around you. So he can be a prince when you're alone, and then become, I don't know what, when you are in public, a frog, when you are together with others. So get to know the person surrounded by others, by friends. And in our church, we have something beautiful called pre.
It's a new Italian word.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
No. And what is it?
Yeah, it's basically a free 6 months season where you just know intentionally a person. You're not engaged, you're not dating, you're not like, you're nothing, you're friends, but you're intentional in getting to know the person. And you mainly do it with other friends around, so you're not like having a lot of dates, you're not kissing, you're not
holding hands,
you're
so
friends,
in our church they recommend this, and what we do is, for example, me and Jane, we say, oh, we have feelings for each other, and it's vice versa, not only me, and we say, okay, let's tell our mentors, our pastors, so they know. And we start something called pre. It lasts 6 months, usually.
Free 6 months.
Three months if it's you're like 26, 27 years old. So for younger people, we recommend 6 months. And it's so beautiful because what you do is say, we want to get to know each other intentionally because we see each other having a life with each other. But what happens is, I've seen it, I've done it only once with you actually in our church, but I've seen many people actually that during this time, they realize, actually no. So what saves you is you don't go public. Especially nowadays, you post this picture on Instagram, the whole world knows, your granny that lives in England. And after a month, you realize, actually no. Especially if you're 15, 16, or even 20. And maybe your emotions are going everywhere. So we really recommend it. It's beautiful. You tell your pastors, you don't go public, so the church doesn't know. Maybe your best friends know. You tell them if you want. It's very private. And then you can get to know that person more and realize maybe if after 6 months you still both think that you want to be a couple, then you go official. But it's like a test to see if it's true love or if it's only attraction and that. And
something
that's it.
interesting I want to say that we say, it's like a saying here in Italy. We say that when you start to know someone, you get to know someone at the beginning, you have salami in your eye.
Oh wow, I've never heard it.
No, we say that, like, you have salami in your eye.
It's true.
So that's why you need time. You have to be sober. You need people around you to give you advices, to tell you like, okay, you're doing great. Oh no, you're losing your mind. Please stop knowing this person. So you need people around.
Exactly. So tip number 3, speak about it with your pastors, close friends, family. When you're in love with someone, don't take decisions alone because you can be in love and just follow your guts, and you maybe don't realize that that person is someone that is going to be toxic for your life. You don't know. You're in love. He's incredible. He's attractive, but you need to speak about it with others. If everyone around you says that person is not for you and you're the only one that thinks he's the man of or the woman of your life, please pray about it. Fast, pray, and listen to the people around you. Listen to the people around you.
Because most of the time they're right.
Yeah, really.
Even when you're like, oh, but they're my parents, they don't know, like, this is how it works now, that we text a lot, that we do this, that we do that. You have to pay attention, because parents sometimes...
Oh, yeah. Oftentimes. Most of the time, parents are right. They know you very, very well.
Yeah.
Okay? And another important thing that we did, so we started dating, we started going out alone, but also in a group. And what we did was we started asking important questions.
This is tip 4. Ask all the questions. All the questions.
Oh, yes.
So about your past, about your vision, about your future. Do you want to have a family? Do you want kids? Do you know some people, they don't want kids?
Yeah.
And you cannot find out when you're married. You have to find out now that you're knowing that person. So do you want to have kids? How many kids? Oh, you want 4? Oh, I wanted 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's important though.
It's so important.
Very important.
Yeah, or do you want to live in Milan? Do you want to live in, I don't know, where do you want to live? Do you want to live in the same city for all your life? Are you willing to travel a lot? And, or even just telling maybe details that you will not share everywhere. Yeah. But of your past, that's the
addictions you've had.
Yeah. I remember when I was in YWAM, there was this preacher, and he said, this is the only question you have to ask a guy or a girl. This is the first and only question that I ask you. Please ask this question.
When you're getting to know a person.
I was like, oh, what is it? I'm going to write it. And I remember he said, this is a question. Do you have problems with pornography?
Wow.
And I was like, what? This is a question? And then he was like, yes, this is a question. Do you have problems with pornography? Because the person says yes. So there's an open door in saying, okay, so you really need to fix that. You really need to like close that door, and then we can start to get to know each other again. But now you're not ready, because sometimes we think, oh, but he's gonna heal with me. He's gonna fix that problem with me. No, that's the opposite. Actually, you can start a toxic relationship. So please make sure the person next to you or you yourself have close all these doors. Pornography, masturbation, all of this stuff have to be
has to be stopped. So it can sound very radical, I know. And I mean, we're not saying that you need to be perfect.
No, it's not.
It's a process. So maybe you are getting to a person and that person is struggling, but is fighting. That's important. If you're fighting and you fall into pornography, masturbation, it's different than giving up and being like, oh, I don't care, I can't fix this.
I'm gonna heal when I'm gonna be with someone.
Make sure you speak about it though. You need to know, is that person accountable to someone? Is that person speaking about this problem with someone? Because many guys, honestly, they don't speak about it with anyone. And you cannot be the only person they speak to. They need to speak with their pastor, the mentor, someone.
And something else, you cannot tell this to the person you will date or you will be engaged with after. Like, that is so painful. Imagine you're saying yes, you have a ring on your hand, and then you find out the person next to you has an addiction, has done something in the past that you didn't know. That's
disrespectful.
Yeah,
that's really disrespectful. You need to be honest before. They need to know to what they're saying yes to. I don't come to Jane and suddenly, oh yeah, by the way, I never shared it with you, but you know, I had a girlfriend, we had sex every day, and then this happened, and she would be like, are you kidding me? Why are you telling me now that I'm engaged?
You would
die. I wouldn't be sitting here.
But please use this season to get to know each other well.
Yes, be transparent.
Ask all the questions.
And don't be afraid to be transparent, because maybe you say, if I say that, they will say, I don't want to get to know you anymore.
Probably.
Then that's worth it. Better to live in the light. Don't live in the darkness. Live in the light. We could go on for hours speaking about this. Anyways, number 5. Oh, this is a good one. We need to take a few minutes, not too long.
Ooh.
Go for it, Jane.
Yeah, don't kiss till marriage.
Wow, so this is an advice, huh?
Yeah.
It's not written in the Bible. Don't kiss till marriage. So I remember one day as we were walking, we were not a couple. We were getting to know each other, but maybe a few months into it. And also that I respected Jane, that she didn't tell me once we were engaged, or I mean, I would have kissed her anyways before. So, but she told me, before we become something,
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, we sat on a bench. She said, I have something to
But
tell you.
because that day, I really thought he was going to kiss me. Because
that's
you were
why.
so like hugging, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna do it. I have to tell him now.
So anyway, she told me, I have this dream. I don't want to kiss
Yeah.
till marriage. So, I mean, it's a long story, but actually, I had on my notes written, I need to ask Jane about kissing till marriage. Because honestly, I didn't have the conviction that I didn't want to kiss until marriage. But I thought about it. I thought, I know it saves you from a lot of temptations, a lot of sins. I want to ask Jane what she thinks. So when she told me, I was quite ready. So we decided together to do it. And I mean, we could go on speaking about this forever.
Yeah, just one thing I want to say. We didn't decide this because we are super spiritual, because we're mystic, because
the opposite, because we know we are weak.
We just decided because we had past relationships where we're not really holy.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, this one is going to be holy. This is going to be a holy relationship. How can we do it? We're not going to kiss.
Right.
So
and when we mean weren't really holy, we don't mean that we had sex with anyone, because both of us actually got married as virgins. But you can sin doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will probably speak about this more. But we decided we want to be as holy as we can as a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 5, our advice is don't kiss till marriage. It's radical. If you have questions, you can ask us any question.
Yeah.
But we managed.
Yes.
By the grace of God.
High five.
And it's so worth it. If we could go back, we would do the same.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, last one. Is it the last one? Yes, it is. Number 6.
Oh, we said 5 at the beginning. Surprise.
It's a bonus. Come on, receive it. Number 6. Find someone who runs for Jesus at your speed.
Yeah,
okay?
This is so evangelical. Like,
it's so important.
Christian phrase.
I love evangelical stuff. I'm a Pentecostal. So make sure you find someone that runs at the same speed.
Important.
Super important. Not just a believer. Oh, but he serves in church. Oh, but he's a missionary. Oh, but he loves Jesus. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That's a title. Good. I'm glad he's a believer. I'm glad he's a missionary. But look at his life. Is he willing to sacrifice? Is he willing to travel and sleep little, eat little to serve God? If that's your vision for life, you need to find someone that is willing to do the same. That was my vision. I want to travel. I want to preach. I want to see revival. And I know I have a vision for life that not everyone has. It's my calling, but I needed someone that would be helping me in my calling.
Yeah.
So if Jane wanted to be a graphic designer in the office every day in Milan, at home, and, serve God in church is great. Nothing wrong about it. But if that's her calling, it's a problem. No, I'm very thankful. She said, I love traveling. I love sleeping little and sleeping everywhere. I went to YWAM. I was in Africa. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, good. We have the same heart and we want to serve God. So make sure you find someone that shares the same passion and has a similar vision for life. Because if not, it will be complicated when you get married.
Yeah.
Anything else to add on that?
No, going back to the ask questions. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
exactly.
Imagine your future, imagine like the vision you have for your life, and ask yourself like, I'm willing to do this, but is the person next to me willing to do the same?
Yeah. Are you willing to pay the same price?
Yeah, because I have to say, like, some people, they run 20 speed. Do you say that? 20?
Okay.
They run at 20, but you're running at 60. So you're running to the same you're running to the same goal.
Right.
So it's not that someone is better than the other. It's just the speed that is the difference. So you can meet someone in church that is cute and nice and serving, but make sure that he's running at your same speed. This is what
exactly.
We mean.
So you can't compare your speed to someone else's speed. Maybe you go at 80. For you, an 80 is serving a lot, traveling and everything. An 80 speed for another person is serving a bit in church and also working as a teacher in a school. And it's not that you're better than the other person because you're a full-time minister, for example. Everyone is called in a different way. Yeah. But what is important in marriage is to find someone that runs at the same speed. Yeah. I hope it's clear. If it's not, let us know so we can explain more.
No, we won't.
No, that's it. Anyways, so our story is that then we continue to get to know each other. Yeah. And then we got together, got engaged, and then got married. Yeah, that's a summary. That's a very short summary. Yeah. So that's it for today. Hope you feel encouraged. Now think of a friend that is single, ready to mingle, and send them this podcast. No, jokes aside, share it, rate this podcast if you want. And thank you for listening. Take care. This is it from the Close Friends Fam. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.